Yo guys, Vision here, bringing you some more Call of Duty Warzone content as we are now well into Black Ops 7 and look forward to the new Warzone map and release in the new season. So I wanted to share some gameplay of one of the best Battle Royale maps that we've received to this point in Call of Duty Warzone, being Urzikstan, some gameplay that I captured way back in this map's prime that I've had archived and set aside, and I wanted to share two of my best games with you guys, discuss all of the upcoming Warzone updates and keep you informed, as well as future content for this channel, as well as Black Ops 7 discussions on what's coming up next, as we are now over a year into creating content on this channel, so I thought it'd be useful to bring up some old memories and talk about everything else. So sit back, stay tuned, and let's get right into it. So first things first, generally as an overview of this video and the purpose, I guess I've been creating Warzone content for some time now with Rebirth Island gameplay, Verdansk, Area 99 and even the new map Haven's Hollow, with all these maps appearing on the channel. So I thought it'd be good to make sure that this map got some love and continue uploading some regular Warzone content, as we have now looked forward to the new Avalon map and the Blackout game mode with what looks to be really fun year ahead in terms of Warzone content. We are going to be grinding out the Haven's Hollow rank play in the terms of getting to Iridescent and continuing that grind, as we fell just short last year at getting to Crim 3, and I want to make sure that I finally tick it off my list of gaming items, that I want to get to Eerie, and I want to continue playing Warzone, as I think that map is incredible. And as a Warzone overview, like so far to this point, if you guys are new to the channel, my experience so far, I've been playing Warzone since it came out pretty much in Modern Warfare 19. I was always really good at Verdansk, always was one of the higher kill players in all of my group of friends, and just generally, I love playing Haven's Hollow in Black Ops 7. I've got the Apocalypse Master Camo already, and I've been playing kill races, past and future plan to. Like, I've been going for all of the little aspects that you can. I produced some best sort of loadout builds that you guys could go look at and check out, which are linked below, which are all of these things to help new people. But as well as that, I've also had a vast history of playing this game for quite some time. I had a lot of sort of playing and game time in the Verdansk era during that lockdown time when we all were hibernating inside and enjoying what was, for us as gamers, some of the best times of our life, purely because of the fact that we had so much freedom to just play and enjoy what Warzone was. And this was one of the maps that came out after all of that I think still set a precedent of a good map. It's the closest big map that we've come to Verdansk that I absolutely enjoyed, and I think this map definitely deserves some love, and hence why it's on this channel as some gameplay I wanted to share. But the people I've played with, they're also high kill players, so it's really fun when I get into the mix of these things. But this was one of those games where I just had to take over and might let my friends sit back and have to watch me clutch one of them up. Something that I've had to do a couple of times on occasion, and something that I live for in these moments. This is something when we play, it's like if you play S&D, you like clutching a 1v4 or 1v1, whatever it may be, when your whole team is relying on you and you've got everyone just listening in and listening to the sort of concentration and so on. And that's what these two games that I'm sharing with you guys are. There are some moments where I absolutely have to lock in and we have to get it over the line, and you'll see at the end there are some pretty cool endings. You have to remember we're going back in time a little bit here, so the map in its prime was actually really a lot slower than what we got today, and this map I think just hit the nail on the head in terms of what we needed in this time frame and also what we also wanted going forward. There were some good metas on this game, and as a comparison for this map, I'd say so there's some really good landing spots. We always seem to have landed like either low town or around the pop-off area on the map, the higher side, where we would typically get a lot of high kill starts and end up getting high kill games. And that era of this map, etc., I just found really satisfying and was pretty much where I was most locked into Warzone other than Verdansk. As for competitive gameplay, like I said, we are going to continue that iridescent grind in the new season with the likes of Haven's Hollow being the Resurgence rank playlist, and that is going to be something I'm going to continue to build and hopefully provide either a weekly or bi-weekly update so that you guys can stay tuned and stick around for that journey, because I want to get back to iridescent as well as playing Eerie on the online version, so S&D, multiplayer, that sort of thing as well. So that if you guys are new, that's something I'm going to be grinding. So again, if you want to stick around and follow me on that journey, that's something I really want to achieve and tick off my list. Like during this gameplay, this is when I was using the Pullymot LMG and the Wasp submachine gun. I actually really think the Wasp was quite underrated when we look back. I think a lot of people just kind of forget this gun was so good. Maybe not. Maybe I'm on my own in that one in terms of people thinking that. But I loved it. I thought it was a really cool meta. Then like the MTC Interceptor meta came out not long after, and we sort of changed the way that snipers were a thing, and DMRs sort of came back into it in a way. But I think as a submachine gun LMG meta, it's always really fun. Maybe an AR is probably more enjoyable in terms of consistency and higher skill ceilings than the likes of an LMG that's broken and OP. But the Pullymot, I do remember that thing being really cool and definitely one of the better weapons to use in this map. It just catered to all different types of playstyles outside of close quarter areas, and this is where obviously the Swarm would absolutely thrive and was a really fun sub that I found myself getting piece after piece with and just getting so many kills. As for like high kill games, like I had a couple games where I got to like near 30. I think I had a couple that I did get 30. That was roughly around my area of where I was get like high kill games. My friends friends would also get around 20s as well, so we'd all end up in like our higher games, and in our peak we'd end up getting like maybe 75 to 80 kills. Sometimes we got a little bit more, but like we were around that sort of area, to give you guys an idea, which is pretty good. And considering we're not full-time streamers and players who play just Warzone or whatever, like we were just people that picked up the game after a day of like in the working week, and we would just come online in the evening and we'd manage to drop like 70, 80 kills as a squad, which is pretty typical, I think, if you say it like that. And it's where I always found myself with my teammates, always learning things like around the map of how we split. We'd land in a separate area from each other. We'd do either a 2-2 split or sometimes even a split like setup where all four of us would go on our own and try and regain together later. And that's kind of like the things you get to in the experimental point where you start getting so good at the game that winning isn't really enough, and you don't really just want to win a game with like, let's say, 5 kills each. You kind of want to push the limits and really go for as many kills as you possibly can. It's kind of what inspired our kill races that we've done on the channel, and it's kind of where we've sort of built a little bit of competition amongst ourselves, because once you get good enough at a game, there's always something else you want to strive towards. If you're like a player like myself, who's a very competitive natured player, someone that wants to just be the best out of the best, if you can, like that's kind of why I want to build content and create memories and archive things like this, moments like this, to remind myself that I played at a really good level on the game where it was quite slow pace. I don't know what a really, really high kill game on this map would have been, but I can't imagine it would have been much more than 35 to 40, and that's again not cheating or not being a Warzone streamer, stuff like that. So to get close to that a couple of times was pretty cool, and something again like I wanted to share and have archived on this channel, because the content is also for you guys, but it's also for myself. I want to have a memory of these moments. If I didn't have this footage saved aside, I would have forgotten all about it, and maybe one day we'll go forward from now, it'd be something that it's just cool to look back on. But I am interested to hear your guys' thoughts on what you thought of this map, where would you rank it all time, and also what was your highest kill game and what you think a really high kill game is. Just let me know down below, guys, in the comments, because I am interested, like I said. But enough of the overview and enough of the update on where I'm at. As for the Season 2 Warzone update in Black Ops 7, everything you need to know regarding this update will be discussed right now. So the update is going to be coming out on February 5th. You'll be able to start this download about 1 to 2 days prior. There's going to be a new battle pass with up to 100 tiers. You're going to be able to get 2 new weapons in this battle pass, with the Bear submachine gun, which is like a faster, closer range sub for Chaos, and the Finch AR, which is really good for versatility. And there's some other DLC weapons that have been rumored, such as the A-Law pistol, the Coral sniper, the Saris special weapon, and then the Shira melee weapon as well. So there's going to be 6 new weapons rumored into this season going into Season 2. As for the new map, we of course are going to be getting the new Avalon Battle Royale map. It's not been seen before in a Warzone environment, but it is currently out right now in the end game mode. By the time you guys are seeing this video, I'm going to launch this about a day before the new season, so you're probably not going to get much time. But the end game mode is incredible. I'd highly recommend it. That journey, that experience of playing that and going for the Genesis Master Camo was some of the most fun I've had in all of Black Ops 7 and for quite some time in gaming. I'd highly recommend it, and it would get you guys familiar just in time for the new Avalon map, which is going to be great. It contains coastal paradises with harbours and palaces, urban sprawl, green hills, bridges, mixed with long straight lines and close court buildings and vehicles. It will support 150 player lobbies with dynamic strategies that are going to be in place, with maps like Hacienda, Skyline, Protocol, Red Card, Stakeout, Rewind, Yemen, and more. These are all in the map contained within. There are some really cool features and some hidden Easter eggs that you guys are going to enjoy. Like I said, if you haven't played Avalon, if you haven't played this map in the end game mode, I would highly recommend it. It's super fun. Even if you're not a Warzone player, go play out that mode. I promise you, it's some of the best experiences you'll get in this game. As well as this, they're also going to be obviously overhauling and refreshing, adding snow overlay to the Rebirth Island for the winter vibe, having some POI tweaks as well, with a brand new POI in itself by the bunker area, which is next to new industries. And then you'll also have the visual upgrades as well to this map, faster pace gulag resurges, as well as a new loot spot, as I just said. And then as for the new modes and playlists, they're also going to be bringing back the Blackout experience, the revival of Black Ops 4's Blackout BR, which is going to be on the Avalon map. Now this is going to be a part of the new mode for this, with key features with manual healing, medkits and bandages returning, backpack system being back in the game with an inventory management, ground loot attachments instead of loadouts, operator quest mid-match, with no gulag confirmed. It's going to be a pure battle royale survival, just like it was in the day. It's a new mode, so I think they're going to be separate, so you can play the two in case you guys don't like Blackout, or of course if you just want to play new modern, like the modern day battle royale with the likes of the Avalon map, then you can as well. They're also bringing back, as I said, ranked play, finally launching in Warzone again in Black Ops 7, which will have exclusive rewards like neon hooded operator skins with gold all the way through to iridescent and top 250, where you're going to play for badges, camos and titles, all that sort of stuff that that you're going to want on your guns, and something that I'm going to play for, of course, with competitive rotations, with ranked play Resurgence, having fast-paced respawns on Rebirth and Haven's Hollow, which I think it's been confirmed that it's now just Haven's Hollow, which is good news for me. I do not want to keep playing Rebirth over and over again. Although I loved it, it just had its time, and I want it to be moving on to a new map. So maybe in mid-season, I think it will maybe rotate or whatever. They're also adding in the Iron Gauntlet game mode, the new BR competitive Iron Trials Evolution, a large map with custom loadouts, health, and loot rules, which will emphasize positioning and gun skill, and will rotate between Resurgence for better matchmaking and rewards, with public playlists as well, such as the Power Armor variants, limited time modes expected to be Blackout quads, and so on, with weapon balances and loot and all that sort of stuff changing, with new guns being added. I said there were going to be 6 DLC weapons being integrated into the new season, with balance changes all the way through, with seasonal nerfs and so on as usual, with buffs as well for fairness, like TTK tweaks and stuff like that, with ground attachments being emphasized in Blackout. So as you can see, there's a lot of detail there. There's a lot coming in Season 2. I think the Blackout mode being returned or returning to this game is going to be really cool. I was a big fan of it in Black Ops 4, but I do appreciate it was controversial and some people did not. They thought it was too slow. So I think the contrast should be good. I think the Avalon map in itself is going to be so much fun. I have played Endgame and I fell in love with that map. I'm a big fan and I thought it was an incredible experience. So all in all, I think we got a lot to look forward to. To remind you guys, I am going to be grinding out Iridescent again in ranked play. We're also going to be playing it online as well. So there's going to be 2 sides of the channel where we're going to produce online content for S&D, Hardpoint, Overload and stuff like that. And then also going to have some Warzone content in the background as well. So in summary, this was the second of hopefully many more sort of videos in terms of Warzone and older maps returning to the channel. We had Area 99 last time, and we've had, like I said, Resurgence on Rebirth, as well as Haven's Hollow on the content as well, with Verdansk in the mix too. So as you can see, going forward, I'm going to look to add in Avalon, add in the Blackout content, and continue with the rank play grind. But with that said, if you have enjoyed the video, as always, don't forget to like and subscribe, as it massively helps me out. I am a small creator. If you have any suggestions on upcoming videos that you want to see on the channel, then let me know down below, guys, in the comments, and I'll get right back to you. I'm Vision SGen. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.